Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde today on another review with Hobbs Horror COVID edition from our 50 Horror Classics box set. Again, a 1920 film, a 6.9 on IMDb with a runtime of 1 hour and 9 minutes with the great John Barrymore. That's right, Drew's grandpappy plays Dr. Jekyll, who runs a small business out of charitable cause. He helps people. He's a doctor, and if they can't afford a doctor, they go to him. And basically, that's his life. That's what his focus is. But he's also doing some wild experiments on the back end with some things. And he goes out with some dinner with some friends, and they try to convince him, hey, you need to quit working so hard and try to live your life and be kind of a guy that's looking for women and try to have some fun, you know? So he takes heed of this information, and he has built this like elixir that turns him into Mr. Hyde, which is this disturbingly crazy character, which, to be honest with you, was very eerie at times. Has these little, like, long-ass hands, kind of like fingers, just like Nosferatu, and this long, dark hair, and like this, he just turns into this menacing character, which I thought was fucking brilliant. And basically, along the way, he's hitting on women, he's trying to get fresh with women, he's becoming completely opposite of who he is. That's why it's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So things start to happen, and people start to get, I'm not going to put it there, but people start to get in a little bit of trouble. Let's just leave it at that, because I don't want to spoil the film. As a result of Dr. Jekyll becoming Mr. Hyde. So let's talk about this movie. Let me give you my thoughts. First of all, we got to go into the background of the film, because this is probably one of the more controversial films in terms of what I've read. Some people thought he had homophobic tendencies. Well, this is 1920, folks. So what if he did? But this is 1920. We're kind of offended by that, according to the IMDb. They also had a lot of backlash in the film, because the premise of the film was that every man can have a demonic side to him. And people just thought that was just the most heinous thing that could ever possibly happen, and that was wrong. So the film got a lot of backlash, also for sexual undertones, just different things. Really, this should be on Controversial View with Jason and Joe, because this movie has so much history with it that there's just so much to talk about. Now, sorry guys, bear with me here. This is the COVID edition. So let me give you my thoughts on the movie. I thought it was really good. I thought this is one of the better films on the box set. I have to agree with everybody. 6.9 is right on par. I did like the eerie feel to the film. I did like how he flipped, how he goes from being Dr. Jekyll, this nice doctor that's helping everybody, to becoming this menacing, dark, creepy-ass, hunched-over character with long hair. Kind of looked almost like, I don't know. It's just hard to explain. And what really trips me out is that this is Drew Barrymore's grandpappy. That's what's crazy, like. But she's no slouch when it comes to horror films either. So cool. But this movie blew me away. I'm going to give this a 4.5 out of 5 on the Boglin scale. I really like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So many different variations have came from this. Now, one thing I didn't understand, they don't label it as a silent film, but it was a silent film, you know? I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I took from it. But I loved it. I loved it. And I'll probably get the upgraded version of the film. Let me know your thoughts on this. Did you find it to be as creepy as I did? Did you find it to be eerie? Did you think it was silly? Let me know your thoughts on this film, or any of the films from the franchise of the Jekyll and Hyde films. Catch up with you later. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. We'll get through this. Peace.